What's up, my dudes? How's it going? Today, Dakblake here, and today I have a new story for you. And so sit back, relax, and enjoy. Hopefully, I can bring some entertainment to you. Now, this story goes back to my senior year of high school, and I was in this film class called film production, and it was a stupid class because the teacher knew nothing about filming, film production, nothing. It was like he was given the option to teach it, and he was like, yeah, sure, I'll look up some videos. And that's exactly what he did. On the first day of class, he kind of just tried to teach us about shots, and half of the things were wrong. Like, he was explaining close-ups wrong, and then cutaways wrong. And so this might not seem familiar to you guys, but I mean, if a teacher doesn't know what he's talking about, why should he be teaching the subject? But I was in this film class, and he's such a nice teacher, but he didn't really teach well. And so instead of telling us to go out to film, he would give us like After Effects projects to do. And so what we do is like make some text and then make it spin around in After Effects. And instead, like, I wanted to go out and film some like skits or some stuff. And so the class was kind of just nonchalant for me because I do work immediately. He'd be like, all right, for the next week, we're going to be working on this text assignment. So you got to make some text, make some flurries around it, spin it around, and make it look nice. And so I would literally sit there, and in 10 minutes, I would finish his assignment to the dot and even make it look better than what he expected. And then the rest of the class, I'd be sitting there. And for the rest of the week, I'd be sitting there. And not only that, but me and my friends as well. My friend Corey and Christian were in this class as well. And they were just like done with this class because it was so childish. And so finally we were given a project, but not even because of him, because the dean was like, hey, we have this new school-wide competition coming up where you take these these boats and race them, and it's all about conserving water. And so we had to make a water conservation video. And so me and my friend Corey and Christian were all in the project, but Christian is very non-reliable, and he was never available. But me and Corey were like, I guess we'll just do this together. So I literally showed up at Corey's house, and I was like, here, just videotape yourself turning on the water faucet. He turns it on. I was like, okay, now look up to the camera and say, we need to save water because we're expending water at such a high rate. And he's like, all right, he does it. And so he turns on the water, goes, we should save some water, and turns it off. We walk into his kitchen, and we open the faucet just a little bit so it starts dripping water. And then I'm recording it like, oh, look at dripping water, whoa. And so I'm like, okay, now just say, do you know that faucets drip water out a lot? And so he does it, turns off the water faucet, and does that. And so then he goes, take your part in conserving water and do not take long showers. And we made that video, and it was the trashiest video I have ever made in my entire life. But we made it so that we can get a grade. And so we go into class, and there's some people who took that really seriously. They did it. There was a one group that was amazing. What they did was they showed some guy watering his car. So he's watering his car, washing it off. And then there's a cut to a fishbowl, and the fishbowl is running out of water. And so it cuts to the guy washing his car, and then the water is running out of the fishbowl, and it cuts back to the guy. And then all of a sudden, there's no more water in the fishbowl, and the fish is flopping around at the bottom of the fishbowl dying while the guy is washing his car. And then it cuts to words that says, conserve water. It's not just for you. And so I was like, whoa, that's amazing. And when we all start clapping. And so when the dean comes in to pick the thing, and the teacher comes in to pick the thing, they're like, Corey, Dakota, your thing was really good. I think you won. And we were like, wait, what? We won? They were like, actually though, do you think you can add a scene in there? It just feels a little bit short. And we're like, I mean, I don't know. And then the teacher was like, I mean, I guess they don't have to film anything. We could just pick another one. And she was like, I don't know, I really like that one. And I was like, really? We didn't do anything? What are you talking about? Do the fish one. And so she picked some other random one, and she never picked that fish one. And I don't know why, but it was so amazing. And so this class just got worse and worse. And so as the things went on, we had to do these more ridiculous projects. And so we had to do a news anchor project where we had to read off of a teleprompter and then read our things. But the teleprompter was so bad because it was just an iPad up to a mirror. And that's what it was. And so we had to read off of this, and we had to put scripts backwards so that the mirror would show it forwards. And so we had to use this, and we're like, no, we could just memorize our stuff. And he was like, no, you can't memorize it. You have to read off the teleprompter. And I was like, really? So we can't memorize it? and why is that? And he's like, because I want you to use the teleprompter. It's expensive. And I was like, and so we closed the door again, and I just turned to Christian. I was like, just memorize it, dude. This teleprompter is stupid. And so we ended up doing this like stupid project as well. And I feel like the entire year we never learned anything. And so towards the end of the year, my friend Christian, who was very unreliable, like I said, started like not showing up to school. And me and my friend Corey would show up every single day. And so when it got to the end of the year-ish, my friend Christian walks in one day, and the teacher is like, hello, thank you for showing up today, Mr. Great One. And Christian is like, wait, what? What's going on? And so me and Corey are cracking up like, what's going on? And so the teacher goes off on a tangent, yelling in front of the entire class. He's like, you think you can not come to school every single day and just not show up to my class and not learn anything and then not do anything in class? And he just starts going off. You think you're what, the greatest kid ever who's not going to show up to school and all this stuff? And so everybody was super quiet, and everybody was like, oh no. And so me and Corey are the only people cracking up, and we could not contain our laughter. And so in a quiet classroom, all of a sudden you hear and just laughing as loud as we could. And it was so funny because he was getting yelled at. Because it was kind of annoying because he didn't come to school and we had to do all the projects, but he was still our friend. And so he came in and he got yelled at, and we were the only people laughing, which then caused the rest of the class to laugh. And so now this teacher is super angry because he just yelled at a student, and now everybody is laughing for no reason other than the fact that we're laughing. And so this whole class was just like a joke, and I never really learned anything in that class because I already knew most of the stuff. And in fact, towards the end of the year, I was teaching other people how to do stuff because he didn't know how to do it. But yeah, lesson learned, just have fun, because the best part of that class was just hanging out with my friends. And so live life to the fullest and enjoy things and find the little things in life. You know, the little thing in this thing was that I got to hang out with my friends, and so I guess that was a perk of this whole class. But if you have any stories that are cool, leave them down in the comments. I love to read them. As always, I love to read them. I always say that. But if you're new, please subscribe. And if you're subscribed, click that bell to get some notifications, because YouTube changed its whole thing. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching. And as always, peace out, my dudes.